Hi, and welcome to this companion video for my Zero to Rack mini-series. In the original video, we looked at Azure OpenAI as embedding provider and in-memory. Now we're going to switch it up to see how we switch from in-memory into a SQL Server. So Microsoft SQL Server is, of course, very common in C# projects, and it can also do vectorizations. You need, however, to be on SQL Server 2025 or higher in order for it to work, because in 2025, the new column type vector came along. Prior to that, it would simply not work. But of course, works with on-premise SQL Server or Azure hosted SQL servers. So in here, I have a new project here where we work with SQL Server. And we have the previous connection to Azure. We're not going to switch that out in this one, but we need a connection string. And SQL is, of course, SQL. So I have my management studio here on the local SQL that we're going to connect to, which is just starting up here on my other screen, and I will move it over in 1 second. There we go. I have my SQL, and the only thing we need to prepare is we are going to make the table or the database. It won't make the database automatically, it will only make tables inside that database. So we have our YouTube database here, and we're going to, of course, need a connection string for that. And connection strings is it's different from all the different setups, of course, but in my case, my connection string looked like this. Where I go into my SQL here and go in and use the database YouTube. We're also gonna need a new NuGet package. So in the project right now, we go into NuGet packages. We of course will see the in-memory. We don't need that. We need the SQL Server instead. I have already installed it here, but if you hadn't, you would go here, search for it, and just install it like the others. And what we need to do in order to change things is fairly simple, in that where we have our step 6 with the vector store, instead of an in-memory, we just need to do a SQL vector store here instead. That SQL vector store requires a connection string. So we had our SQL Server connection string, just like we would normally do. And then we will put in our new vector store options. And that's it. Rest of the code will be exactly the same. It's completely abstracted away in the collection and the store and stuff. And if we go ahead and set this as startup projects and run it, we will embed just like we did in the original. And our AI will come back with the answer based on it. And if we look into the SQL, we can see that in here we got one table, which is called my collection, which is what we gave it here. So that's controlling what's been called. That collection have columns. We have an ID, a question and answer, and a vector. That equates to what we put in here with our key, the store data, and the vector itself. And if we look at the data itself, the last being a special column here, you can see it's vector. The vector itself, if we grab it out, it's just a very, very long string. You saw I got a very, very long horizontal scroll bar here with 1536 different dimensions representing the question and answer that we run here. What you see here is I got multiple records of the same. That's because I've run it multiple times. So if the ID is not the same, it will, of course, put in it multiple times. So you need some kind of unique ID per system. But that's everything there is to it. So just switch up here and it will automatically happen the rest of it. See you in the next one.